Is there actually a planet even more suitable for life than Earth, or are these just rumors? Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we'll tell you all about the rumors of NASA discovering a planet that's even more suitable for life than Earth. So let's begin! We now know that there are a lot of different kinds of planets outside of our solar system. There are rocky planets, water worlds, gas planets, super Earths, hot Jupiters, planets that are locked in place by their tides, planets whose orbits are in sync with each other, and many more. Researchers at the University of Cambridge have come up with an idea for a new type of planet that hasn't been thought of as possibly habitable before. They're called Haitian planets because they have a lot of seas on their surfaces and a lot of hydrogen in their atmospheres. In a paper in the Astrophysical Journal, they say that some ocean planets could be able to support life if certain conditions are met. The lead expert, Nico Madusadan of Cambridge's Institute of Astronomy, said that ocean planets give us a whole new way to look for life elsewhere. Many of the prime Haitian options the researchers found are bigger and hotter than Earth, but they still have the qualities that could make them home to huge seas that could support microbial life like that seen in some of Earth's harshest watery places. Madusadan says the ocean worlds offer a new way to look for life outside of Earth. Basically, when we've been looking for these different molecular signatures, we've been concentrating on planets like Earth, which is a good place to start, he said. However, we think that Haitian planets are more likely to find more than one trace biosignature. Anjali Piet, a co-author from Cambridge, said, "It's exciting to think that life could exist on planets that are so different from Earth. There are no planets in our solar system that are this size or type, but there are a lot of planets in the ocean range all over the sky. Planets in our solar system that are between the size of Earth and Neptune are called super-Earths or mini-Neptunes. They can be mostly rock or ice giants with hydrogen-rich atmospheres, or they can be something in between. Most mini-Neptunes are bigger than 1.6 times the size of Earth. They're smaller than Neptune, but they're too big to be made of rocks like Earth." Researchers have already looked at these kinds of planets and found that the pressure and temperature below their hydrogen-rich atmospheres are too high to support life. But when they looked at K2-18b, which had been thought to be a mini-Neptune before, Madusadan's team found that these planets, which are between super-Earths and mini-Neptunes, might have rocky cores and maybe even have life on them. So, scientists did a full analysis of all the features of planets and stars that can tell them if a planet might be able to support life or not, and whether or not biosignatures can be found. All of this led scientists to come up with the term ocean planets, which are planets with huge oceans and hydrogen-rich atmospheres. Depending on the stars they orbit, ocean planets can be up to 2.6 times the size of Earth and have temperatures around 200 degrees Celsius in their atmospheres. But the scientists found that the conditions in their oceans might be the same as those in Earth's seas that allow extremophile microbes to live. The study also says that some of these planets are tidally locked, which means that one side is always in sunlight from the star it circles and the other side is always in darkness, just like our moon. In this case, tidally locked Haitian planets would only be able to support life on one side. The size of planet makes up most of the known exoplanets, but they haven't been studied as much as super-Earths and smaller worlds. The Cambridge researchers said that this group of Haitian worlds is probably quite common, just like super-Earths and mini-Neptunes are. This suggests that the best places to look for life in other parts of the galaxy may have been right in front of our eyes. But size alone can't tell if a planet is Haitian or not. For any possible proof, there must be a lot of other things in place, like the planet's mass and temperature, the type of sun it orbits, and the parameters of its atmosphere. Astrophysicists must, of course, figure out if the planets are in the habitable zones of their stars, which means that they're far enough from their suns that liquid water could sometimes exist. Because they're so big, these planets would have a much bigger area where people could live than planets the size of Earth. This means that they might still be able to support life even though they're much farther from their suns than Earth is. K2-18b, which is called a mini-Neptune or a super-Earth, was used in the first estimates of the Cambridge study. The red dwarf star K2-18, which is 124 light-years from Earth, is the star that the exoplanet orbits. The Kepler Space Telescope was used in 2015 to find it, according to the NASA Exoplanet Catalog. About 8.92 times the mass of Earth is how much K2-18b weighs. It was first called a potentially rocky world, but two separate studies released in 2019 used data from the Kepler Space Telescope, the Hubble Space Telescope, and the now defunct Spitzer Space Telescope to confirm that it has a rocky core. According to these studies, this extrasolar planet is a water world with a thick atmosphere of water vapor. One of the studies, published in September 2019 in Nature Astronomy, says that K2-18b offers an unmatched chance to learn about the makeup and climate of planets in the habitable zone. Even though K2-18b has been called a mini-Neptune and is now called an ocean planet, Madhusudan said in an email that most mini-Neptunes don't fit into the new group of planets because they're either too big or too hot. Because of this, he says, the ocean planets sit on the line between super-Earths and mini-Neptunes. Using the JWST NIRISS and NIRSPEC instruments, a transmission spectrum of the possible ocean world K2-18b was seen in the 0.9 to 5.2 m range. At 5 and 3 confidence levels, the spectrum shows strong detections of methane (CH4) and carbon dioxide (CO2) at high volume mixing ratios of 1% in an atmosphere with a lot of H2. The high amounts of CH4 and CO2 and the lack of ammonia and H3 are in line with chemical forecasts for an ocean on K2-18b, where there's a lot of H2 and the temperature is about the same as on Earth. The spectrum also shows that dimethyl sulfide is there, which has been expected to be a biomarker in ocean worlds. This has led to speculation about the planet's possible biological activity. The fact that CH4 has been found solves the long-standing problem of missing methane on temperate exoplanets, as well as the fact that previous studies of K2-18b's atmosphere were contradictory. In the abstract of their paper, the Cambridge team says that a number of trace biomarkers that, if present, could show that a world is inhabited would be easy to find with only a small amount of observing time on the James Webb Telescope, or JWST, which is set to launch on a European Ariane rocket in late November or early December. This study finds a large number of nearby candidate ocean planets that would be ideal targets for looking for chemical signs of life in their atmospheres. The term Hycean planets was coined by Madhusudan and his co-workers. It's not supported by official astronomy, but it might happen at some point. Even though water might make them easier to live on, a runaway greenhouse effect might make them harder to live on. Heavier gases like nitrogen and oxygen have a different effect on the wavelengths of sunshine than does hydrogen. If the world went around a sun-like star at 1 astronomical unit, or AU, the oceans would boil and water would turn into steam. Based on what we now know, the livable zone where water would stay liquid starts at 1.6 AU if the pressure is the same as on Earth, or 3.5 AU if it's 10 to 20 times higher. All of the possible Hycean planets that we know of are in places where the seas would boil, making it unlikely there are real oceans of flowing water. The scientists are trying their best to find anything out there which supports life. The future would tell if they succeed or not. That's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and comment down with your thoughts on this, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching this video.